The final half of pre-season is underway. Darun with an early touch. And here is one of the new players. Centre-back Palomino. Looks to me like Luis Muriel has come on as well for Duvan Zapata up front. Oh, Vardy was fouled there, wasn't he? Referee and assistants have a look and agree. Set piece in a great position inside 30 seconds in the second half, Jerry Taggart.
Yeah, good positive play right at the beginning of the second half, and as you said, in a great position for Madison. And to see Jamie's always looking to get in behind. You know, it's just great to have a player in your team that is always willing to make them runs. You don't realise how important that is, and what a great strength it is as a player to have that ability.
Welcome to the King Power, Jose Luis Palomino. 20 seconds. Gives away a free kick. Jamie Vardy fancies this. Ben Chilwell fancies this. Surely it will be Maddison. Leicester looking for the fast start in this second half against Atalanta. Referee making sure the wall is exactly where he wants it. Papu Gomez has come on as well, number 10. Very, very talented player. Trying to defend now. It's not the biggest to be in the war. James Maddison into that wall and blocked away to Chilwell. It's a lovely trick from Chilwell. He's not going to get another free kick. And instead it's with Gomez. Called Papu. It's first name's Alejandro, but it's a real fans' favourite at Atalanta. And here's Ozzy Perez, who may well be a fan's favourite here soon. James Maddison onto Ricardo. And the header. In the nick of time from Atalanta's point of view, but it's been a really encouraging beginning to this second period for Leicester.
It's almost as if Atalanta have been caught cold here. Leicester straight out of the blocks. We heard Matt talk about it at half-time, have a real go in the second half, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Whipped in dangerously towards Evans. It's Soyuncu. It's another corner.
Again, good quality coming in on that corner, and Atalanta scrambling at the minute. And all their sixes and sevens again, they've just been caught cold at the beginning of the second half. And Leicester, they're not hanging around, are they?
No, they're not. Must have almost been into double figures for corners in the first period. Leicester City and James Maddison. This is the opening one of the second half. Maddison fires it in dangerously. Headed away as far as Chilwell. Tielemans doesn't take the obvious pass. Vardy flicks it on here. Perez. Half a chance. He might have crossed, he went for goal.
I think the best option, looking at this, good flick on. Look at Soyuncu's position. He just pulls off, and you're never going to score from there. For me, you just knock that back to Soyuncu, let Miller dink one into the back post, or go and have a shot.
Well, they've given away a corner then, I think. Well, the assistant on that far side said it didn't cross the line. We're a long way from the action up here, but it certainly looked like he did.
It was only a foot outside, only a foot over the line. Give him a chance, the assistant.
He wasn't up with play because it was such a strange back pass. The benefit of that went to the defender. It's Gomez sniffing around for anything. It's him just behind Luis Muriel in this second half. And here is Luis Muriel, good opportunity potentially. Leicester have players back. And a combination of Ricardo and Johnny Evans saved the day.
That was a lovely ball into Muriel's path, you have to say, but then it was a bit calamitous, wasn't it, from there on in?
Yeah, it was.
You can see the reaction of Muriel. He's now on the ground and his teammate just thumps him on the ball.
Atalanta a couple of weeks behind Leicester, as I mentioned. Maybe trying to ease their way into this pre-season friendly. Leicester aren't going to allow them to do that in this second half. Good closing down. Throw in a decent position. Ben Chilwell will take. Now Soyuncu. I'll say, Jerry, the fact that Leicester were able to have 2 games on one day on Saturday meant 90 minutes in a lot of these players' legs. And again tonight, potentially.
Yeah.
It's perfect preparation, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the players will want that. They understand the importance of getting up to match fitness. You know, you talk about Wolves, you know, having to go down in, but they're already playing competitive football.
Yeah.
And so they're up the pace. And that sometimes can be the ultimate difference in a game of football where, you know, let's face it, the game against Wolves, you're expected to be a tight game. And so it's vitally important that these players get up the pace ASAP.
Soyuncu's certainly up to pace in the second half. Well, Brighton back to the centre-back. Stroke centre midfielder. Maddison trying to take it down neatly. Now, first chance maybe for Gomez to weave his magic. Key reason why they qualified for the Champions League. 7 goals last season. I had a great interview with him when he said that Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, his quotes, they offered me a boatload of money but turned it down because I wanted to play for Atalanta. There's Ilicic. It's a clever ball again. Leicester being tested at the back. No bad thing given the Premier League is only 8 or 9 days away. Or Brighton. Tielemans back to Ricardo. Atalanta have stopped him going forward, as well as well, almost anyone that we've seen, frankly, since Ricardo joined the club.
Well, yeah, it's probably something they would have spoke about again at half-time, you know. On the flip side, Atalanta had Guzans and loads of space. I think he's actually gone off Guzans, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he has.
But it's obviously an area of concern. It'll be an area of concern for the majority of the Premier League teams this season is Ricardo Pereira.
Chilwell. It's a terrific header. And a fine, dangerous ball which somehow evaded everything. And Jose Perez picks it up. Here is Ricardo. Perez in support, Ricardo. Well, he's quick, but even he isn't quick enough to get on the end of that. But how about this from Ben Chilwell?
Yeah, well, it's often a joke in the dressing room as, you know, his first touch is that bad that he chases his own flick-ons. But on this occasion, fantastic flick-on from Ben, and he gets on the end of it.
Maybe trying to get the footage of that then. Ilicic, he's playing wider in the second half. Offside. He's very one-footed, but his left foot is the stuff of legend. Certainly back in Slovenia. Kasper Schmeichel, who has had absolutely nothing to do for the opening. Approaching 10 minutes of the second period. There is Mario Pasalic, who's on loan from Chelsea. And Luis Muriel opens up. And that one whistled wide. And one of Atalanta's new signings.
Well, Kasper Schmeichel, he doesn't see this. He's flat-footed. As Muriel gets on this ball, as you say, it just whistles right. But you see Kasper, you know, he can do nothing about that if that's on target. So a real let-off there for Leicester.
13.5 million from Sevilla. Try and ease the burden on Zapata. What a pass that is from Maddison. Vardy. Well, he doesn't get outpaced by many, but a very good piece of defending from Palomino. Thought that he was in when that ball left James Maddison's boot.
That's great defending. He's only just come on as well, hasn't he? As you say, it's a lovely little ball from Maddison. Spots Vardy straight away. Doesn't even have to look up. Knows that Vardy's making that run. We've seen that last season, that link-up play. Maddison on the ball to Vardy, making those runs. Good defending.
Ilicic, well played, Chilwell. And Tielemans. Perez. Good piece of defending, and Gomez can pick it up. And weaves his way beyond a couple of Leicester players. Well, he's an incredibly talented footballer. A really even contest. Has been from pretty much minute one, as Ilicic with another very good pass. That ball went out of play, didn't it? This time the officials agree, and it will be a goal kick.
Official on this side's obviously got his contacts in. His eyesight's working fine.
Timothy Castagna it was of the pass. Play right back or left back. Good ball from Kasper Schmeichel. Good position from Yuri Tielemans. And a fantastic pass to Ayoze Perez. Perez denied. What would have been his first goal at the King Power Stadium in a Leicester shirt. Oh, what a move.
Oh, unbelievably good move from Leicester City. It's a 30-yard pass, splits the Atalanta defence open. Ayoze Perez with a lovely time run. He's onside, but again, you've got to credit the goalkeeper. He comes out, narrows the angle.
Ilicic, that's a neat ball, and that's a good piece of goalkeeping at the other end from Kasper Schmeichel. Two very good saves in the space of 60 seconds.
Yeah, watch this ball from Tielemans. Fantastically weighted pass. But again, the keeper's already in a good position when that ball's played. Spreads himself, makes it difficult for Perez to try and slot it. As you say, Kasper Schmeichel exactly the same, narrowing the angle, making sure that Atalanta don't sneak one in at the other end.
Gomez with this corner. Went through everybody. Tielemans eventually flipped it on. Shovel back in towards Luis Muriel. Chilwell's up. Can't take your eyes off this game for a moment. Atalanta might have been sleepy for the opening 5 minutes of the second half, but they've woken up. It'll be a goal kick. And their supporters, and just off the right-hand side of your screen, are making a bit of noise themselves now.
It's good to see, as you said, this game really hotting up. Two good teams. And now we're just beginning to see, opportunities at the other end.
Maddison back to Chowdhury, and now Johnny Evans. James Maddison once more. Clever pass for Chilwell. Didn't quite reach Vardy, but how about that for a touch from Maddison, who's beginning to come alive in this game. Miscontrolled, and I think Luis Muriel would have been offside anyway. He would have had to be Superman to keep up with that pass. It's being played at a pace and an intensity that could easily be a competitive game, which is exactly what Brendan Rodgers would have hoped for.
Yeah, I think that exactly that's what he wants. Is they played a competitive match last week against Stoke. Again, they've ramped up the quality. We had Atalanta come to time, but sometimes in a game of football you have to make your own tempo, and that's exactly what Leicester are doing in the second half.
Here is Josip Ilicic. Look to get on that left foot if he can. And there's a Chowdhury stepped in, as he does so well. Ilicic again. And Gomez will try and combine. Again, Hamza Chowdhury was in the way. Perez couldn't get there. It's worked out to Castagna. Johnny Evans steps in and takes no gamble whatsoever. It's also, I think it may well have helped the game that they only made 4 changes at the break, Atalanta, instead of a whole new team. It's a great challenge from Vardy. And a brilliant piece of skill to glide beyond Pasalic and release Ayoze Perez. Fantastic from Vardy. Albrighton's header drifts wide. The chances are coming thick and fast now.
It's a difficult chance. Again, great play from Vardy. Dictates the play. Lovely pass into the path of Perez. He's just leaning backwards slightly, isn't he, Albrighton, when that ball comes into the box. Difficult chance to try and guide it. He doesn't have to do too much as regards getting any power in the header. It's all about guiding it on target, and because he's leaning back, it just makes it that little bit more difficult.
It's a shame it wasn't all Brighton who won the ball instead of Vardy, and it been Vardy in the penalty area, but
yeah,
credit to all Brighton who basically went into the makeshift centre-forward position.
Well, he's replacing Jamie Vardy, and again, that's something that Brendan Rodgers will be on for those forward players about.
Here's Perez, picked up a brilliant position. Jose Perez! Fantastic! His first goal at the King Power Stadium in a Leicester City shirt, and it's a beauty. Leicester lead on the hour mark.
Well, this is all about composure, right at the there from Jose Perez. You're seeing the build-up now, but when the ball comes to him, he does fantastic well to let it run, but watch the composure. He finds that gap and he slots it. That is a touch of class from Perez. You know, you'd be forgiven for, because it's on his probably weaker left foot, he'd just, you know, stick his foot through it and try and go for power, but no. He just uses his defender as a dummy and just rolls it round him into the corner net.
I think he enjoyed that, and who can blame him? Luigi Gallini finally beaten after two very good saves.
And it was going to take a good goal to beat him, let's face it, because he's had a really good game, the Atalanta keeper, but that was pure class from Jose Perez.
On comes Christian Fuchs. Ben Chilwell's pre-season is done. You can sit back, watch on and look forward to Wolves in the Premier League. Jose Perez, the difference. Martin de Roon has made way, as Leicester City were celebrating that goal as well. Matteo Pessina on in his place. Just about goes into the penalty area. Kasper Schmeichel gets Christian Fuchs moving. Perez, always looking. He's got a great vantage point up here on the gantry. For any youngster looking, Jamie Vardy and Jose Perez are constantly on the move, and okay, Chowdhury couldn't quite pick out Vardy then, but it must be terrific for a defender or a midfielder knowing that one of those two players is always going to be an option. And here they are closing down space and trying to win the ball high up the pitch, and eventually Ricardo does. Leicester really beginning to get into their groove. Here's Maddison. Quick feet from James Maddison. Well, that would have been special as well. Turning into a very good second half.
Yeah, well, they've just taken the lead, and now they've just upped the tempo yet again, Leicester City. And as you said, that was all about the closing down, winning the ball back high up the pitch, and then setting Maddison free to let him do his work. And again, it nearly comes off just about a yard wide that time, but this is impressive stuff.
Lights very much on now. Night falls around the King Power Stadium ahead of the last weekend without football for a good few months. Here's Christian Fuchs. Playing with real confidence now, Leicester City. Going to be another couple of changes from Atalanta, who are, by the looks of it, going to use all of the players they've brought. Roger Ibanez da Silva is the latest to come on alongside, looks like possibly Moussa Barrow. It's the end of Andrea Masiello. Here is Roger Ibanez. Musa Barrow, who was very, very good against Norwich on Tuesday, comes on lightning quick. Maybe another test for the Leicester City defence. And Josip Ilicic is the man he's replaced. Not so much craft and guile, but certainly explosive speed for the number 99. Can't have been many of those in your playing days, Jerry Taggart.
I think the less said about that, the better. Yeah. Don't like to recall those type of situations.
James Maddison failed there. Just got his body in the way superbly, drew the challenge from Matteo Pessina. It's the time of the season when every time someone does go down, you just take a big breath in and hope that they're going to be okay. That one scare with Johnny Evans at Cambridge, didn't we, when he went off and it was only a dead leg?
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what you don't want, is one of your main players getting injured in pre-season. I say you can sort of half accept it in the regular season, but in pre-season it's a massive headache for the manager and the coaching staff.
Going to see a Leicester change, maybe a couple of changes in a moment. Atalanta aren't done yet though. Here is Gomez. It's one of those seasons that had they finished 5th and not qualified for the Champions League, they might have lost a lot of players because they were so impressive, but the fact that they got over the line and finished 3rd, they've stayed and want to enjoy the adventure as Yuri Tielemans and Hamza Chowdhury found Lewis Muriel. Free kick in a decent position. It's going to be a double Leicester City change now. Already seen Christian Fuchs come on. And this is the end of Mark Albrighton's pre-season and also James Maddison's pre-season. Adrian Silva is the first Leicester man on. Further chance for him to try and play his way into Brendan Rodgers' first team. And Mark Albrighton's going to be replaced by Harvey Barnes, who was excellent at Rotherham on Saturday. And he has 23 minutes now to impress as well. And if the Atalanta defence don't know about Harvey Barnes, they will do pretty soon. Here is Barrow. Soyuncu closed him down well. Hamza Chowdhury. Referee says play on. Johnny Evans doesn't get there. Free kick. Another of those that would definitely be a yellow card if it was a game. Ibanez it was who Johnny Evans fouled.
It's twice we've seen that in 2 games from Johnny. You know, he gave away the penalty last week against Stoke, just diving in, stay on your feet. He hasn't got control of the ball. You don't need to dive in. If he toe pokes it like he did, then there's a chance you can intercept that if you stay on your feet. But he just sells himself and, you know, gives away a free kick in a really good area for Atalanta. And with Gomez on the pitch, then you're going to expect him to try and bend one in the top corner.
And Johnny Evans is not arguing that it was a foul. He's just saying that it was a couple of yards further back from where Atalanta. Graham Scott agrees. Always thinking Johnny Evans. Now, Lewis Muriel is there. Papu Gomez is there as well.
The thing is, the further the ball goes back within reason, it favours the team taking the free kick. So I don't know what they're moaning about. Do you want it back that far, really, so you can get the ball up and down?
Yeah. It will be Lewis Muriel. You can't, in the new season, have defenders in the wall anymore, or attackers I should say in the wall, but what you can do is position them just in front of the wall. It's one of the new regulations we're going to have to get used to over the coming weeks and months. Lewis Muriel certainly looks favourite here. The other option is Matteo Pessina. Dangerous moment. And Luis Muriel fires that 20 rows back. New signing trying to make an impression. And the only impression he made was on those sitting behind the goal.
It's a poor effort, isn't it? You know, as I say, probably trying to make a good impression, but obviously, you know, you've got to do better than that.
He might not get the next free kick on the edge of the box.
At least get an ooh from the crowd. Yeah.
Here's Gomez, and Leicester have kept him quiet. And that'll be Leicester City ball, well played by Adrian Silva on that occasion. Tielemans, just the touch. It's too good for Atalanta. Such a classy footballer.
Looks fit as well, doesn't he? He came to Leicester, you know, in the last window. There's question marks over his fitness, but definitely this pre-season.
And the fact that Brendan Rodgers has had the whole pre-season, the deal was done pretty early.
Definitely looks fitter than he did when he first came to the club.
Here's Ricardo, talking about fit players. It's another marauding run. Left-footed effort, which pops up to Golini. One assist tonight. Here's Barrow. Palomino. Pasalic helps it on. And gets it back. Second year of a 2-year loan from Chelsea. It's one of those that Frank Lampard might have looked at, given that he can't sign any players for Chelsea. Here's Gomez. This spells danger for Leicester City. Back to Barrow. Gomez again, there is a man over there. Beyond Luis Muriel, but he got his header to it. And it's straight at Kasper Schmeichel.
He's picked a good cross out in the end, Gomez, but again, no pace on the ball. Muriel, all he can do is jump, stand and jump and head it. And that's why you see no power in that header whatsoever.
Harvey Barnes' first involvement. Christian Fuchs back to Soyuncu. Adrian Silva has taken over that role from Hamza Chowdhury. No Wilfred Ndidi yet, back at the football club. Perez closing down. Just saw the Atalanta coach there look away in frustration. And the sides, certainly Leicester's equal in the first period, but second half, Foxes have stepped it up and got the goal eventually. Through this man, Ayoze Perez, who now wins a free kick and takes it quickly, too quickly for the referee's liking. Well, Jamie Vardy won't be happy.
I thought that was a new rule as well, that when the free kick was given, the opposing team could get up and take the free kick quickly without the referee say so.
I think what happened here is that Pessina went over holding his face, and the referee blew up because he thought it might be a head injury. You could say very clever from the Atalanta player because he's not injured.
Yeah,
I think
he's got straight back up.
Yeah, the referee just pointed there, an explanation to someone from a Leicester player. This place would have been a bit louder towards the referee had that been a Premier League game and he'd made that decision. Fuchs wins the header. 15 minutes remaining. And as things stand, it's going to be win number 6 of pre-season. Here's Vardy. Vardy! Call as you like. Jamie Vardy scores again in pre-season. And Leicester City are winning once more in pre-season.
It's a pretty simple goal by design, isn't it, really? A long throw from Christian Fuchs. You watch Palomino, he just falls asleep, doesn't he? He's just not watching, he's ball watching, he's not watching the run of Jamie Vardy. We talk so much about Jamie Vardy, all he's looking to do is get in behind. What does he do? He runs in behind, Fuchs finds him. Again, it's an easy finish, just slots it in the corner. You've got to say, defender just guilty of ball watching and not watching the actual run of Jamie Vardy, and in the end it looks so easy for him.
And he's found out the hard way about playing against Leicester City's number 9. Great reception for Jose Perez. He already feels like a Leicester City fan's favourite. For many here, it's their first watch of him as a Leicester player. And he makes way for Demarai Gray. Brendan Rodgers gets his notepad out. He'll be very, very pleased, particularly with this second half display. And actually, from Vardy's point of view, he deserved that one-on-one, given that the referee's whistle stopped him being through on goal a couple of minutes ago. It's a clever ball to Gomez. Now Barrow. Atalanta threatening. Barrow's beyond Fuchs. It's a terrible shot, but it comes back to Gomez. Equally poor effort from him. And Leicester clear.
I don't know what he was trying to do there, Barrow. I have to say he's done brilliantly well to get himself into position, but then it just loses that composure we talked about with Perez.
He might be in here again, but Christian Fuchs uses his body well. Plays the 1-2 with Kasper Schmeichel and volleys it forward. What about that touch from Tielemans? Showboating going out now, just to...
I was going to say first from Kasper with a little dink over the Atalanta, after over Barrow's head. That was cheeky from Kasper.
Sort of thing you can do in pre-season.
Well, yeah,
when you're 2 up.
Yeah. But then the shade of touch from Tielemans, absolutely sublime. You went from one extreme to the other there, didn't you? Fuchs putting his foot through it, boom, 50 yards up the pitch, and then Tielemans, thank you very much, with a little deft touch.
Here's Gomez. Picked up a nice little pocket of space again. Luis Muriel, good effort. Safe hands from Kasper Schmeichel. Another good save from the Leicester keeper.
He's got himself in the good area to shoot here. Probably could have used Castagno on that left-hand side. But Muriel's gone for the shot, and as you say, Kasper just positions himself perfectly in the goal.
They want the clean sheet now. Kasper Schmeichel. The camera phones are out. Not everyone's caught on yet. I think a few more are. Get yours out, Jerry.
Yeah, mine is. I'm trying to read the team sheet. There we go. It is pitch black up here, and my eyes are sadly fading with age.
Harvey Barnes looks for Vardy, who brings out the trick book himself. Now, here's Silva. Brilliant Leicester move again. Ricardo just behind Demarai Gray. Ricardo once more. There's Hamza Chowdhury. Leicester fans desperate for him to shoot. Did find the back of the net at Cambridge. It's Demarai Gray again. Now Tielemans. Fuchs in a bit of space. Barnes is there once more. Yuri Tielemans again. Ricardo's on the move. Tielemans spotted him. It's a very good piece of defending by Timothy Castagna.
It's a controlled football from Leicester, wasn't it? Picking the passes, not panicking, not rushing it.
as soon as Yuri Tielemans got that ball, he just seemed to know that Ricardo was making the run. The relationships on the pitch that are going to improve as time goes on are already pretty good.
They're the little chats you have in the dressing room, you know, when you talk to your players. The players talk amongst themselves, and Vardy will go, when you get it, don't look up, I'll make the run. Just stick it in there. Same with Ricardo. If you get it on the right hand side, I'll be on my way. And Tielemans, of course, you have to have the ability to realise it, but Tielemans, Maddison, they all have that ability. You know, they just sense that it's the right time to play a blind pass.
There's Soyuncu. Mari Gray was on the move. Castagna gets his head to it. Pasalic. Adrian Silva gives it away. And Atalanta are still a threat. Here's Luis Muriel. Another shot. This time it's wide, and Johnny Evans did pretty well. And the new signing has had plenty of opportunities since coming on at the break.
Well, he's absolutely desperate, isn't he, to get on the score sheet, Muriel. He's shooting from anywhere and everywhere. Again, Johnny Evans does fantastic well, just basically gives him no chance of hitting the target, but he has the shot anyway, Muriel.
Got a couple against Norwich on Tuesday. It's very rare that Atalanta don't score. Clean sheet tonight. Could be another impressive statistic from a Leicester point of view. Pasalic. Chance now. And Ricardo knew it. Feeds Yuri Tielemans. Look at Demarai Gray galloping forwards. Can't pick him out first time. Might have a second chance here, Yuri Tielemans. Or a third. That'll be a free kick, and it's a bit clumsy, a bit impatient from the Atalanta defender, Palomino. He's given away a set piece.
He's just getting a little bit frustrated, wasn't he? Tielemans just holding him off, good use of his arm, just keeping it at arm's length. Obviously Palomino not happy with that, wanting to get in, try and win that challenge. Tielemans draws a free kick.
Could not have been more under the nose of the assistant on that far side as well. So having won it, Yuri Tielemans is going to take this. James Maddison off the pitch, Ben Chilwell off the pitch. Chance for Tielemans to stake his claim as a set-piece taker for Leicester City. He's delivered a good one as well towards Soyuncu, Chowdhury, and now Fuchs. Oh, brilliant! And the offside flag is up. And Christian Fuchs is denied what would have been a very, very popular goal.
Now, I'm hoping we're going to see a replay of that. What's a shot from Christian Fuchs. He's got no right whatsoever to pull a strike like that off. But this is quite phenomenal from him. Bang! Quite phenomenal. No back left, nothing in the shot. He just literally total instinctive from him.
And that cheer was because, once you're watching the replay, Papu Gomez ran the length of the pitch and then blasted it over. I wonder if someone got a touch on that Fuchs shot, or whether the assistant thought that someone was in the goalkeeper's eye line.
I think that's what it was. They were sort of interfering with play, I think. But you've got to say, take nothing away from that strike, you know.
Trendy or not, he'd be very upset that that was disallowed. Samza Chowdhury again. Herring around the pitch, is a little further forward now. Adrian Silva sitting in the position where he was playing. A chance for Chowdhury now as well to potentially excel in this position where Maddison was operating, given that Wilfred Ndidi was such a huge player last season. When he comes back, if he then takes over, big if, Chowdhury might be man of the match against Wolves and then keep his spot, but Love a fabulous ball from Ricardo. Damari Gray is quick. Vardy! I went for the cheeky flick and it didn't quite come off, but Leicester are entertaining at the King Power.
Yeah, again, an electric mover. Again, the weight on that pass, perfect for Damari Gray. He opened his legs and burn off the full back. And he's unlucky with a cross. Jamie, yet again, across that near post. How many times did we see him make those runs? It's just slightly behind him. He can't get it. He has to try and pull off a cheeky flick. Just can't do it.
Attendance was just read out. 15,900. I'm fairly sure was the figure that the Herds. Terrific night's work for Leicester, watched on by a really healthy crowd with great support in all the away games as well. Here's Gomez. Looks for the run of Barrow. So Inchu's in a battle and he does very well. And Fuchs under pressure calmly plays it to Johnny Evans. That'll be an Atalanta ball. He's certainly not giving up. They're going to make a very late change here. It's going to be the end of Hans Hatterbor's evening. He's played 87 minutes. Arkadiusz Reka is on in his place. Not going to have too much time to make an impression.
I bet he's over the moon. He's on with 3 minutes to go, Reka. He's probably thinking about getting himself in an early shower, an early bath. But
I bet he has to do some training on the pitch afterwards as well.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Here's Pasalic. Now Gomez. Quick feet. Too quick for Yuri Tielemans, and you don't say that too often. That's how talented he is, Atalanta's number 10. Barrow with a little back flick. Had the ball in dangerous positions a lot tonight, Atalanta. Here's Harvey Barnes, looking to release Vardy. Barnes has continued his run. And Palomino, he's been guilty of a couple of misjudgments since coming on at the break, did well there.
He almost gave it back to Vardy, didn't he? But as you said, he intercepted the pass brilliantly.
It's Luis Muriel. Barrow's on the move ahead of him. Barrow, that'll be a penalty, I think. Ricardo clashing with Barrow, and Atalanta have a chance for a late consolation here.
I have no complaints. It's a good run infield from Barrow. And unfortunately for Ricardo Pereira, he just cannot get out of the way. And it's not intentional, but his momentum running back towards goal just accidentally caught Barrow, and referee, it's an easy decision for him.
Now, poor old Musa Barrow wanted to take this penalty. Luis Muriel said it's mine. Kasper Schmeichel saved one at the weekend against Stoke. He'll have to save one here if he wants a clean sheet. Luis Muriel scores, and Atalanta do get one back. And we might just have a grandstand finish to this pre-season friendly.
That's a good finish, isn't it? Again, composure as he runs up. You think he's going to whack it. Just slips it in the same corner where Kasper saved against Stoke last Saturday. Probably just about what they deserve, you have to say, Atalanta. You know, definitely in the second half, Leicester have been by far the better team, but overall, you've got to say it's been a pretty evenly matched, apart from that spell at the beginning of the second half.
They've made another couple of changes here, Atalanta, after 89.5 minutes. It's a fantastic coach, Juan Piero Gasperini. Don't often see that. Offside flag is up. And how many added on minutes will we have?
I think somebody in my ear said one.
We had 2 seconds in the first period, 1 added on minute. Castagne. Back to one of those who's come on, Caleb Mehmet. Atalanta still believe they can get something from this game. Luis Muriel. Need to hurry up. We've already almost had 30 seconds of it. Here's Gomez. The cute little ball. Soyuncu and Evans leave it for Kasper Schmeichel, who, friendly or not, dives on it and tells his defenders to get away and get up the pitch.
It's just we'll just see timeout now.
Damari Gray's the target. Header is back to the new goalkeeper, who does get a touch to ironic cheers. The perfect end to a pretty flawless pre-season for Leicester City. Jamie Vardy got his goal eventually, having been denied by the goalkeeper on a couple of occasions. Jose Perez it was who opened the scoring, but Brendan Rodgers has a big smile on his face because Leicester City have won again.